What's going on? Welcome back to Fanatic Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. Massive blood in the EV market today. I want to go over what really caused it, go over some of the data points and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid did go down 5.66%, creating a new 52-week and all-time low of $2.50. 28.6 million shares were traded. 28.7 is the average. So despite the higher volume today, unfortunately, it wasn't being done by larger institutions. As you can kind of see right here, these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So a lot of the volume being done today was either shorts, algorithmic trading, or swing traders. So it is unfortunate to see Lucid being at the price it is and institutions not really jumping over themselves to really get in. So it does really suck to see. Today there was no official news from Lucid, no SEC filings, nothing like that. So it was piggybacking off of their broader market. And so in reality, there was almost, I guess, three things that really prompted this sell-off. First thing, PPI and initial jobless claims did come out. And so that data in among itself wasn't necessarily the best. So that's what kind of kickstarted the downtrend. And then at 12, you did have Fed Collins, who did a speech and ultimately said, dependent on the data, if the economy still stays strong, again, based off of, for instance, GDP and other metrics like that, then there is no real reason to cut any rates. And so in reality, the EV sector is very rate sensitive. So for instance, right now, if you're taking away the opportunity for rate cuts to come, then the EV market is just going to bleed so much more. So in reality, those two things really caused Lucid and the whole EV sector to go down. And for instance, in Rivian's case, news came out about Ford cutting prices. And in Lucid's case, what really caused them to go down even more over and above everything else, Polestar. So Polestar came out with their delivery numbers for Q1, and it came in at 7,200 vehicles being delivered, 1,200 Polestar 4s. And in my opinion, pardon my French, that is pure shit. So I think just right now, there's just a lot of fear in the broader market. A lot of companies such as Polestar, Lucid, Rivian are just not really hitting their growth that the broader market truly does want. So I think all in all, just there's too much fear, and clearly enough so that institutions aren't really willing to touch Lucid nor any other company, because there was a lot of new 52-week and all-time lows created today in the EV sector. And even when it comes down to Lucid, as I have indicated in the past, $2.55 was a very strong pivot point for Lucid. Anything below that, then this is where the Elliott Wave Technicals was predicting for it to hit around $1.80 to $1.90. So somewhere between there. And so of course, with us closing at $2.50, after hours is going up slightly to $2.53, but beside the point, it is still within that set range for it in theory to continue to trend down. But aside from all that fun stuff, there was no new analyst rating. So the same one that came out yesterday, Bank of America, John Murphy, did not really give a price target, but still I don't know what it'll take for analysts to really get all over Lucid and just get excited about it. I have actually gained some access to this. So AI, so I've been asking AI a lot of questions about Lucid, such as how low it sees. And the one thing that it commonly brings up as far as, I guess, negatives is they bring up management. And I found that very, very interesting when it comes to AI. So they do blame just management on, I guess, the inability, and where it's at is just the lack of growth, just lack of innovation. And it's just a very crappy scenario because they did a lot of innovation essentially early on. So this is why they have the technology that they do, but they haven't really done all that much since then. Of course, they did develop the Gravity, but they already did the prototype way back when, I think early 2022. So it's just, I don't know, Lucid definitely does need to shake things up. And as I've said in the past, not to kind of put anything or negative things out there, but Peter definitely does need to go. I feel like 2024 is the year to kind of knock him out. And I think even in that fashion, Lucid should save a lot of money just based on the stock-based compensation to him. So I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. But in my opinion, if Lucid kind of sticks to the status quo and nothing really crazy happens in 2024, then of course I think the PIF will be forced to kick him out, or either just take it private. We'll just have to wait and see. As far as shorts though, shorts did increase 582.57 thousand shares today. 31.71% of the free float is being shorted. So this is officially an all-time high for short interest. So today you kind of had two milestones: all-time low for the stock price, all-time high for the short interest. 280.97 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization is at 100%, and cost to borrow average is 37.28%. Looking as far as the options, 323,000 in calls, 395 in puts. So based on the dollar value, nobody seemed to be really getting into Lucid based off of options or even just common stock. So people are just seems to be avoiding Lucid right now. And of course, can you really blame them? The broader market is at like all-time highs and Lucid is at all-time lows. So of course, opportunity cost, people are moving towards the more, I guess, profitable companies out there. But sentiment-wise, 41% of all the options being done today were optimistic, but no doubtably, a lot of that was actually shorts just hedging their bets. Of the call options that were purchased, there's a consensus for it to be above 250, and then looking at puts, there's a consensus for it to be sub 250. So clearly Lucid is at a very strong pivot point as of right now. And then aside from all that fun stuff, this is all the transactions that did occur today on the dark pool. So still relatively good amount there. A lot of this is correlated with shorts, so you can kind of take that with a grain of salt, of course. With it closing at $2.50, it is trading between this S2 and this S1. So 243 is a very strong support that you'll want to watch for it to hold, because if that doesn't hold out, then of course you can kind of see it hitting the low twos. But aside from that, $2.64 will be that next strong resistance. Bank earnings are coming out tomorrow, so if they are better than anticipated, then you could see more of a, I guess, value rally across the board. So that could really help Lucid possibly touch this S1. But moving on, looking at the actual chart, it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. Looking at stochastic, it is still very oversold. Despite its massive oversold status, you do see a bearish deviation starting to form. So that is a very good indication that the market and just the technicals are pointing to new lows coming. And then over and above that, looking at the momentum indicator, shows number of retail investors clearly had enough of Lucid and are selling out. I think yesterday I maybe accidentally said taking profits. Definitely not taking profits unless you're shorting for whatever reason. So I think people are just cutting their losses and just wanting to sell. So it's a very unfortunate scenario. As I've said, I've been covering Lucid for a very long time and I've had a lot of high expectations, but I do agree with the AI that in reality, it is just the marketing team and Peter's lack of good guidance, just that has failed Lucid. Like early on, they should have put Peter in like a CTO role and just solely as that, because he is not CEO material by any means. He just does not understand exactly what the market is wanting. And one interesting point is during earnings, I do say that Lucid is very smart. You can tell that they're very brilliant. And interesting point though, when it comes down to Polestar earnings, I say the exact same thing. They come off as knowing technology and whatever else, but conveniently, both companies do not know anything about growth, and Rivian's kind of the opposite. They sound very business savvy, but not really tech savvy. So I feel like you just need to merge them all together, and then you'll have like a big superpower to go against Tesla. But right now, it is just a very crappy scenario. So give yourself a shout out. Did you buy today? Did you sell? Like, what's your thoughts? I get obviously the sentiment is near all-time lows, and I don't know where essentially the bottom might be. It could be $2. It could be possibly even further than that. But what is your thoughts on Lucid? So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Even though Lucid is going down and sideways and all over the place, take advantage of this promo as I've been sharing with you. So basically free shares, just sign up for a new account and throw $100 at it. So it's no brainer in my opinion. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.